Yo,
Yep.
what's good, Ted?
What's cracking?
We got Benji on the line. Benji,
What up?
what's good?
We got Lux on the line.
Power to the people.
We back and do maintenance.
You heard? Yeah.
All that
So
good
I
stuff.
I guess this is what we doing here, radio of sport talk. I was asking Tevin, you know, Ohio's proudest, um, what he thought about the finals.
Sandusky's finals.
Yeah, you heard?
Pretty
Nah,
tough,
From
we
bro.
ain't.
Sandusky.
Yeah. You know how they get down out there. I was asking them because we didn't really talk about the finals. I know there ain't much to talk about, but I just wanted to get Tev's and your opinion on what y'all saw.
I'll let Tev rock first.
I mean, we already knew the Cavs was gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
I had them win. I had the Warriors winning in 5, though. I'm not gonna fake. I thought the Cavs was gonna steal one, at least one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But niggas be quitting and shit. But that's another topic, though.
Wait, you thought the Cavs
Jr.
was
was
gonna
hot.
steal
JR,
one?
huh? Wait, what'd you say?
You thought the Cavs was gonna steal one? Like, if
They
you
could
saying they
have.
was gonna steal one, that means like you wasn't giving them a chance to win a game. Period. Like I thought LeBron would be good enough to get them a game.
Damn, he said
Nah.
good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough?
I thought he would be good enough to get them a game.
Nah.
51 points in the first, and then almost averaging 30 in the rest of the three.
I think that's the problem. Like I think that is the exact problem. Like we look at his numbers after every game and say, look what son averaged. But
Yeah, I
if
don't want to
we
do the whole
watching
stats thing, but
yeah, like I hate that. Don't stat
Nah.
me to death. Like if we
yeah.
watching the pace and the post of the game, you can clearly tell. Like my man Steven Jackson went on a rant on first things first.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, like, after game one, as close as they came in game one, and LeBron felt like he gave 51, 8 and 8, I think.
Yeah.
And they still lost. Like, I think LeBron knew then if I had to give 51 just to beat them, like, I know and ain't no way in God's name we gonna be able to beat these niggas. So I think he kinda tuned it in after game one because I felt like game two was of course a no brainer. Like you knew the Warriors would take game two because LeBron just simply didn't have enough to go back to back 50-point games. Like you
Yeah.
knew
He
he
was
needed
deflated.
50 to right.
So,
So I think he
Now,
would be good enough to win. Like we can't look at the stats and be like he averaged such and such and such and such. Yeah, he averaged such and such and such. When George Hill and J.L. Smith giving you a combined 13 points from the backcourt, like what the
yeah,
fuck else
Tristan
you expect him
Thompson
to
getting
average?
like 6 rebounds.
hey, they could have
Right.
took game 3.
Yeah, coulda,
They had to
shoulda,
lead.
woulda.
Yeah, they had to lead with 3 minutes left in the fourth.
Yo, what the hell? What you had a bar fight, Ted?
No, that's court, bro.
Oh no, that's
Court out.
Oh, I ain't even see Court join.
yeah, that's that throw in the background. Let me turn this shit down.
I thought y'all brought Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Nah.
Court out here pulling a LeBron, trying to break his head.
Texas
Nah,
niggas
but
wow, man.
yeah, they be going and they be having shootouts and duels. Yeah, it's the Wild West out there, you heard? You know. But my thing is, do y'all think that whole thing? You know, we're gonna sidetrack. I just want to get your quick opinions. Y'all think that thing with LeBron was true, saying he broke his right hand in the backstage or whatever in the locker room after game one?
He could have,
It's possible.
but
It looked like it.
either way, bro, the result would have still been the same.
Right.
So
I agree.
For his fans that try to say, "Oh man, his hand was broke," his hand being healed don't make J.R. Smith realize the score of the game, bro.
No, exactly. And you know what? I feel like that was even though it was the first game, that was the turning point of the whole series.
Yeah.
That one play.
Yeah.
That one, because you could tell,
Bro,
like,
when you saw
how do you have an amazing game, like, as a whole, you played as good as you could, and that one play just
erased all that.
erased everything.
Bro,
Like, mentally, how do you get past that?
Not even game 2. When they came out in overtime, they looked defeated.
LeBron put up 2 points.
Like, when they came out for overtime, they didn't even look like they were like, damn, bro, like, we about to lose this shit.
Right. Yeah, like, I think once it went to over, like, people always say, well, that day after, the hot takes was, oh, if George Hill make a free throw, we not in this position. If J.R. Smith know to score or make a better play, we not in this position. We win game 1. I don't necessarily see how that's such a known fact amongst the Twitter world, basically, because that's the only people that we interacted with after the game. Like, if George Hill makes the free throw, ain't it a 1-point game after that with like 6 seconds left?
It's still a
5
1-point game, but
Right,
the chances of them winning that game is still
5 seconds
higher
left
than them going into overtime and having to keep them from scoring again.
Right, and I agree. But you telling me George Hill makes both free throws? It's a 1-point game with 5 seconds left for KD, Clay, Steph Curry, for them to get off a shot in 5 seconds. Like, you mean to tell me you feel good about that if George Hill makes the free throw? Like, you think you win it?
You don't feel
I
feel good.
better
You
than
feel
going
better.
into four.
Yeah.
I feel better than going into overtime.
Yeah, you feel way better after that play. You saw the whole team's like morale, bro. I'd rather them beat me in regulation and a buzzer beater. All right, cool. Than to make a play like that, kill the team spirit, and then go out in overtime and have to play more basketball.
Exactly, and it's like you at that point. Hold on. Course sign off. At that point, you when you go into overtime, you got to rely on not just LeBron, because the stakes are so much higher. You can't just be like, well, LeBron's gonna dominate this 5 minutes.
Why can't you be like that though? Why can't you? He dominated the first 48.
That's what we're talking. 48.
I don't know.
Hey, the Warriors.
Yeah.
The Warriors lightweight a different team when a game on the line, like in overtime. I don't know.
It's a different mental. It's a
They
different
don't
mental state to go into overtime. First game of the finals away, and you got to depend on George Hill, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, and whoever else is out there to play perfect basketball. And it has to be perfect basketball because you're against the Warriors.
Are you saying that the expectation, because like K Will, of course, is say we expecting too much out of LeBron. Well, what else do you expect if we comparing him? Well, not comparing him, but if we living in a generation now where he's considered the greatest of all time, like what kind of expectations should you have for a nigga that's considered the greatest of all time?
You got to be realistic.
If Floyd Mayweather considered the greatest boxer of all time, why wouldn't we have high expectations for him? If that's the case, don't call him the greatest.
But we're not talking about different expectations. We're talking about realistic expectations. I hold him to the highest extent. He has to be their leader first and foremost. He has to put on a leading performance, and everyone has to follow suit. But at a certain point, we got to realize that LeBron can't win a game against, arguably the greatest team we've seen in quite some time by himself. We can't, and we got to be realistic about it. Now, if we were to say, LeBron, you can't be getting turnovers and missing shots that are wide open or taking bad shots. Yeah, I'm all for that. But to say that he has to score every point and, set every pick and make sure that everyone is getting a good pass, you still got to rely on them to make it.
GDP, he had 51. Like, if George Hill makes the free throw, then not the narrative, but the story the next day is LeBron goes off for 51, 50 plus, and carries the Cleveland Cavaliers to a game 1 victory. Like, we
Right.
can't sit here and say because they lost that, oh, LeBron shouldn't be expected to score at every point. The nigga had 50.
Damn. Benji, you guys still on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this app be wild, bro.
I know.
Yeah,
we
Benji.
working on it, bro.
Yeah.
We working on it. But what y'all think about what he was saying?
He's absolutely right. If you're gonna be considered the greatest, the expectations are different. We expect more from LeBron than we expect from Carmelo Anthony or a fucking Josh Smith or some shit. But at the same time, but at the same time, bro, you gotta be realistic, bro. Like, if LeBron was playing like he played against Dallas in 2011, then by all means, bro, drag his name through the fucking mud.
Right.
Because you're not supposed to play like that if you're supposed to be the king, best on the earth, this, that, and the third. But at what point do we say, damn, bro, what more can this man do to win these games?
Yeah, and here's my mental. If he would have put up 62 and still lost, y'all would have said, well, why didn't he put up 65? Like there's no ceiling for people's opinion on LeBron.
Right, but my thing is, like, if the wins and losses, because I think we pick and choose the narrative we want to run with. Like, the wins and losses play a part in the narratives. If they win the game, then Bron is considered like, yo, y'all see what this nigga did last night? 51 against that team with them bum niggas that he playing with. But because they lost, it's like, all right, what more do you want from him? I mean, he had.
I hear you.
What more
because
I hear you.
It's facts. It's facts either way, though. Nah, there's games against Indy and there's games against the Celtics where you can say, damn, bro, LeBron, you could have played better. Like, y'all play better, y'all win. Y'all don't have to go to game 7.
Right.
But it's games where it's like LeBron wins them those games, bro.
Yeah, and that was my next question. So Tev said that he thought the Warriors would win 4-1 and that the Cavs would be able to steal a game. Now, when you said the Cavs would win, did you mean LeBron would be able to steal a game?
No,
I meant them
because that's how I see it.
Damn, he kicked him off.
Yeah, he'll get back on. But that's how I see it.
No, it's not. If they win, of course, it's not just LeBron. It's gonna be heralded as LeBron's win. You win and lose as a team, but at the same time, you can pick and choose certain spots where it says, okay, cool, like this is what won them the game. Like, if you go back if you go back to last year, that wild ass third quarter J.R. Smith had, you can say, hey, J.R. Smith got them to the point where he wins on them games.
Right.
But yeah, like it go both ways. Like, you can say, hey, LeBron won them this games. You can say this player lost them this games. But at the same time, you got to do that for all players both ways. You can't just say LeBron won and J.R. Smith and George Hill lost. Right. You got to say, hey, look, LeBron, you should have played better than this point, this point, this point. If you go do that both ways.
Now, since we're on
I'm back, y'all.
I want to ask you one thing, Benji. Since we're on the whole thing where it should have been on LeBron, can you pinpoint anyone else on that team that was playing good basketball?
Love.
Yeah,
that's two people. That's two people. Right. But where that's two people. It's a full game. You got two people that are playing great. That still leaves either Klay Thompson to go off, or
George Hill had his moments, but I'm not George Hill, but Rodney Hood had his moments, but it wasn't consistent enough.
Yeah, but that's a part of coaching, in my opinion, personally. Like, Tyronn Lue, I've been saying this since he took over for Black. Tyronn Lue is terrible as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though he got lucky in 2016 to have Kyrie and LeBron simply go the fuck off. But in my opinion, I think Tyronn Lue he fails at in-game adjustments.
Yeah.
Like he's he's
Bad.
probably the worst in-game adjustment coaches in the league. Like you have Rodney Hill go off for what was it, 19 that one game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had
Don't
the
put him in the
series
game.
before that. Right. The series before that, he had Jeff Green go off for 19 points. So, like, I'm not saying you start either one of them, but you
They need
gotta
more minutes.
let that leash go for J.R. Smith. Like, he holds on to J.R. Smith like he
A
owes J.R.
newborn
Smith
baby,
something. Right. So
Now, do you think
that
those were two isolated incidents?
Nah, he been doing it all
No,
year.
no,
he
no,
been
no, no.
doing that for
I'm
years.
saying Jeff Green and Rodney Hood going on.
Rodney
But that,
Hood, nah, I really feel like Rodney Hood can hoop. Jeff
yeah,
Green,
Rodney Hood can
he's some
play. I
shit.
think, yeah. Jeff
So
Green can get a bucket. It's just Jeff Green is so erratic with his style of play. Like Jeff Green is essentially a bigger J.R. Smith as far as shot selection. Like
yeah,
Jeff Green will come on the floor and think at 6'8", 6'9", however tall he is, that he can just go out and get a bucket on anybody. So he often takes bad shots outside of that offense.
hmm
But
The-
in my opinion, like you kind of gotta let him go with it though, because he's athletic. He's another 6'8", 6'9" guy that can combat the Warriors on the floor as far as playing at a pace that Tyronn Lue wants to play at. But J.R. Smith, like if he going 2 for 13 and he just taking wild shots, like you gotta sit him down.
yeah,
Bad. But the thing with Jeff Green is he the tweener. Like he
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
quick enough, or his ball handling isn't there for him to be breaking off threes.
Right.
But at the same time, he can't go down and bang with the forward. So it's kind of like what with him.
Yeah.
yeah, and
But not Rodney
What was
Hood.
it last year? What was it? Go ahead, Cole. My bad.
But like Rodney Hood, he got the length, he got the jump shot, he got the range to actually make a difference. He can put the ball on the floor himself and make his own play.
yeah,
Not making plays for other people, but making a play for himself, getting a bucket himself, he can do that. With Jeff Green, do you really say, hey, Jeff Green, hey, here go the ball, give me a bucket? Well, I'm going to dump it to you down low, hey, give me a bucket. It's kind of like, nah, he just on the floor.
yeah. Jeff Green has to be open. He from what I saw, he's the definition of just he's in the corner, you pass him the ball and he'll make it. But
If he couldn't, you get him the ball, he try to slash to the rim. Like,
yeah,
than that,
exactly.
nah.
He's not a playmaker at all, and he's not going to create openings, for himself.
Yeah.
But pretty much, I feel like everything, unless y'all got anything else that we said, is all there is to be said about that.
About that series?
About that series.
Yeah. I didn't expect a sweep. I'll be the first to say that. I predicted 5. Like when I knew the Warriors was headed to the finals, I tweeted it. I was just like, it's gonna be a repeat of last year, 5 games, and then that's it. But then I kind of wanted to stir the pot, and I went with the Cavs in 7 because I was just like, all right, LeBron not going, after seeing them already 1 year. If LeBron is this like big basketball human computer, he has to know that he got to go out and get 40 to 45 a game, a la
Right.
2015. But I mean, it turned out. I really ain't. It wasn't surprising to me. A sweep was surprising, but after game 1, the way the Cavs looked, even with LeBron having 30 and 10 and 9, whatever, it was just like, yeah, you could tell he mailing it in, and the rest of them niggas is following.
Yeah, that's a fact.
The way they got swept, that I after game 1, I was leaning like, yeah, I don't even know, even at home, if it would make a difference. And then I saw game 2, I'm like, yeah, the inevitable is coming. But I didn't expect that dominant of a last 2 games.
Durant's game 3 was incredible. Like,
Yeah.
God damn.
And that's
I ain't seen that nigga
and
play
we
a
all
better
know
game than that.
Durant is amazing.
And that's what
Yeah.
I like the point Tev had made on Twitter. He's like, bro, when does LeBron go check up and just say, hey, fuck it, bro, I got to go guard KD one-on-one?
Yeah.
Like, how long are you going to watch your teammates get cooked?
Yeah, if it was Kawhi, he would have guarded Kawhi.
Kawhi
You
would
know-
have all that smoke.
Exactly. LeBron doesn't want that. And that's what's disappointing because as much LeBron slander he gets, another thing he also gets is that he's Coach LeBron.
He get
And
a
if that
pass on
if
defense.
yeah, and if that's the case, if you also are, heralded as the primary
greatest,
coach, well, I'm just saying in terms of how we look at him, like Tyronn Lue really doesn't have the reins. It's
right?
mostly LeBron. You got to take it upon yourself to be like, you know what, KD's doing too much right now. I'm gonna do my best to at least take off 10 of those points he's about to put up.
Yeah. I mean, at least stand in front of him to see. Now, of course, for those listeners who are into basketball and are going to listen to this EP, the Jordan fans, well, the ones who love LeBron and who want to defend that comparison to Jordan, they'll say, well, Jordan never guarded the best player. That's why you had Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen.
Right.
But if
Right,
you don't
he
have
had
a Scottie
Scottie
Pippen,
but
you
I
Scottie
mean,
Pippen.
right? If you herald it as the greatest of all time, like, and you don't got no Scottie Pippen, you got to be that nigga. Period. Like, you just got to be that nigga.
Yeah. See, Kobe didn't have a Scottie Pippen. He lose, they go and get Ron Artest to be that.
Yeah, be the defender.
LeBron, you don't have that luxury. So you gotta. Well, I ain't gonna act like they lock down defenders, but Iman Shumpert, he'll get in the way. He'll put effort. You gave that away. You gave Jake Crowder away, who another guy who would give effort, who would try. Once you get that away, you gotta step up and say, "Hey, look, they best man is going off. I'm our best man, bro. We gotta go."
Right. You never know in that kind of game though. Like, if LeBron, if he just body bumped KD on any kind of like dribble drive, just body bump him one time, make it to where though he feel you every possession. You never know the kind of like wear and tear that can have on a nigga body. Like, I mean, for all of us who know who play basketball or playing basketball, if you playing against a nigga and he body bumping you every time you get the rock, you drive by him, but he body bumping you. You lifting up for a jump shot, but he all in your chest, he body bump you. Whether it's foul or not, like, eventually you gonna be like, man, I gotta work.
Right.
I'm tired. Like, you're not gonna want the ball every possession. Like, if you playing 3-on-3 and you got two other niggas who keep being like, yo, Court, get a basket, but you be like, man, this nigga keep bumping me every time.
No.
That sound like
Court go get a basket. Go get a basket, bro.
Huh?
Don't use me as an example.
All right, Trigger.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, if a nigga body bumping you every time you get the ball, like, eventually that's gonna have some wear and tear. I feel like LeBron
and mentally too. Too. You
if
start
you
to
bigger
think
than
twice.
KD, like naturally bigger, just use your body weight and just hit him one time. You know what I'm saying? I just think LeBron too nice, and so he just was just like, I don't want to stand in front of this nigga. He get one good crossover, lift up a jumper, and then I'm a meme on Twitter the next week and a half.
You gotta let this shit go. Well, even if LeBron not holding him 1-on-1, bro, you gotta double off your man. Like, do something. Don't just watch him cook your teammates.
From
right.
very
who
far
was he guarding? He was guarding Draymond, right?
He was guarding Dre, and Dre wasn't even going off like that.
I don't know why he would want, like, that don't even make sense to me because Draymond's not a shooter. You just have to put a body on Draymond.
Nah, it just go to that. It's an excuse Cavs fans use, and I seen tell somebody up about it. That whole, oh man, he's saving his energy for offense, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
You got a two-way
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-way game. You got to hoop. Even though Mike had Pippen, like, Mike still
was on defense.
But if you don't have that, bro, you got to be that.
Well, not even that. You got to make sure you got to make the in-game adjustment. If someone else is going off that you're not guarding, you got to call a timeout and be like, nah, I'm on him now.
Yeah, I got to take him. Like, I want him. You know what I'm saying? Pause that.
My thing is, why is the shortest guy on the court guard-wise guarding KD, bro? J.R. Smith, he shooting over the top of him.
Yeah.
Rodney Hood, 6'7", like, put length on him, put range on him. Don't put.
Yeah, and that's why I say Jeff Green. Even the series before that last year, when we saw the Cavs sign, what's kid name? Derek Williams.
Next.
He's 6'8". He's 6'8" though.
He
Like he's 6'8" and athletic.
he
So
wasn't gonna
you
do
gotta
nothing.
at least have.
They had a better chance putting in Richard Jefferson than Derek
Hey,
Williams.
bad.
Come
No
on,
way,
man.
man.
Nah,
Come on,
once
man.
once
That shit
once
was
he
terrible.
grew them dreads out, bro, I knew he was done with
It
basketball.
was over with. He was starting his rap
He
career,
had a
man.
good few games for the Cavs that season, man.
Few and far between. There's
I
82
saw a few
games.
people say
Next
that
subject.
Derek Williams.
There's 82 games in a series. A few.
Games.
I mean, that's cool.
So y'all just going to deal with J.R. Smith being 6'4", getting cooked every possession, as opposed to 6'8" being a little bit disruptive. Like, come on, man.
Derek Williams not gonna be a little bit disruptive, bro.
Nah, he just gonna be a bot. He gonna get ran over.
See, like Jay Crowder and Iman Shumpert, they'll be disruptive, but Derek Williams, nah.
Iman Shumpert 6'5".
But he gonna still be disruptive. He gonna be somewhat disruptive, bro. But Derek Williams, nah.
There was some minutes left on the floor for him that last series last year. Tyronn Lue dropped the ball again.
Yeah.
But that one game that we talking about in game one, even though the punchline was J.R. Smith and the excuse was George Hill, like I argue with niggas that when LeBron first got the ball back at the top of the key, he could have he got the ball back and then sat there and waited for the Warriors defense to set up. This was like the last possession of the game when he threw the ball into George Hill. Like
that shit
he get the ball at the top of the key. He could have immediately went past Steph Curry. Like he had been going past Steph Curry 3 straight possessions.
Yeah.
What's crazy is he did that the last play. He did that exact same thing. He rushed the layup and made it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So niggas was all on my timeline, all of my mentions, all upset, talking about he made the correct basketball play. Like, let's eventually chill with that notion that anytime LeBron makes a pass, it's the correct basketball play. Like, fuck out of here.
No, I don't even think that's the notion.
It is. Every time LeBron makes a pass, he making the right basketball play.
But also,
it's just a pass, bro. The nigga just bounced past it. That ain't the right basketball play.
Yeah, but also, what happens when LeBron, gets the last point and then he passes it out, and then what do we say? You should have shot it, So
listen to what Tev just said.
It's a double-edged sword, bro.
Exactly.
If he take a shot and it's not necessarily, a good shot is contested, or you like, oh damn, bro, why you take that shot? And then it's like, oh damn, well LeBron should have passed it. Cause we do that shit with Kobe, man. Kobe should have passed it. Why Kobe shoot that shot?
Because Kobe don't pass, but I mean, yeah.
Court, bro.
But
what's up, bro?
Before like Benji said, he waited till the Warriors defense got set up. If he would have just took it, if he'd have just drove the lane as soon as he got the ball, bro, that was an easy ball.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. He should have. Like you said, he went past him. What, the last 3 possessions they was matched up?
Yes.
You attack him again.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. He got an and one the possession before that. He got an and one.
He would have at least got fouled if he went in there, because they ain't gonna give up an easy layup. So there was plenty of options other than George Hill, who was pretty much just non-existent in that whole game.
That's what I'm saying. And by the time he threw the ball, I don't necessarily see why people saying he threw the ball to George Hill cutting. Like, George Hill wasn't even open when he threw the ball.
Yeah.
Like, he threw the ball once George Hill got hit by, who fouled him that play?
Clay.
Was it Clay?
It was Clay.
Right. So once LeBron saw the contact, then LeBron threw the ball. It wasn't like he threw George Hill into the lane. He saw Klay Thompson bump George Hill, and that's when LeBron zoomed it out of bounds. Like, there was
but that's low-key smart, though, now that you explain that.
Explain.
You hear what he just said? He said he waited till it looked like George Hill was about to get fouled, then passed it to him, and then he got fouled. He knew it was about to happen, so he forced the play.
So he threw basically how a quarterback would throw a receiver into a pass interference.
Yeah.
Like, he seen George Hill cut. He saw George Hill cutting, but if you watch the play, George Hill don't necessarily cut with an intention on catching it and going to the basket. He's sort of like tippy-toeing through the lane and then looks back at LeBron. But Clay is so worried that he got beat that he bumps George Hill, and then LeBron zoomed it right past him. Like, I don't think there was an intention of, all right, George Hill about to cut and then let me throw it to him. I think LeBron so anticipated the contact coming and then threw the ball. But
yeah, no,
again,
I
like,
agree with Benji. I agree with Benji because if that was the case, I really don't think me personally, I don't think they would rely on George Hill to hit those 2 free throws. I
yeah,
don't
like,
think that he's been in that position. You could see the look on his face that he didn't want to be at that line,
yeah,
So
right. Even after he made the first one, he looked nervous as hell.
yeah, he looked like he just saw the positive on that pregnancy test. You heard? But let's talk about this. The season's over, and we got some free agents now. LeBron obviously being one. We got I'm gonna run down a couple and you tell me if you think where they're gonna go or if you want to elaborate on their free agency. So Durant, he ain't going nowhere, right?
Nah, he not going nowhere.
Durant a UFA?
Nah, he restricted.
No, he has a player option.
Yeah, player option.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got Paul George. I think he's
gone.
going somewhere. I don't know where.
Hey, y'all heard he said he loved to play with LeBron.
Yeah, I don't care for that, man.
Yeah, I'm not really with that talk. I just whether or not it's with LeBron or without LeBron, I just think he gone. Period.
Yeah.
No, he probably gonna stay though.
He
probably gonna stay with OKC.
No,
he got a player
that
option.
experiment is OKC is bad. Like
it was failed. It was failed. And that's on my thinking. Paul George isn't a superstar.
No, he's not.
More.
I don't even. He was great on a Pacer team.
He's a star, not a superstar.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to stop throwing that superstar tag just for a year or two of excellent basketball play.
Exactly.
There be some consistency with.
Yeah, and ever since he got back from his injury, there wasn't consistency.
Even before then, I don't think he was.
The year before,
been considered a superstar.
No. Yeah, no, I never did, to be honest. I just think that because he was on a Pacer team that pretty much relied on him, he was looked at as a superstar.
No.
They tried to make that whole fake Pacer LeBron rivalry.
It was the same thing with Kevin Love. Yeah, it was the same thing with Kevin Love on Minnesota. He was on a bad team and putting up amazing stats. So we looked at him as, well, man, this dude's like super nice.
No, I mean,
nice.
Kevin Love
is nice, though, bro.
Yeah, he's nice. Huh?
Yeah, Kevin Love is nice.
Man, he ain't a superstar neither.
Well, no, he's not a superstar, but
he was
nice.
Cold.
Yeah, but I'm not saying he's trash.
A star, though, people like to make the name star seem like that player is not really that good, bro. A star is a good-ass player.
A star, yeah. No, exactly. So y'all got any opinion where you think he might go?
Who is that, LeBron or KD?
LeBron?
Nah, Paul George.
Oh, Paul George. If I think he leave, it'll be to LA.
Yeah? Lakers?
Nowhere else really makes sense.
Hey, he might go back to Indiana, bro.
That or Indy. Nowhere else really makes sense for him.
Nowhere else makes sense. I think you got the budding star, and he has a budding star at Indiana now with Victor Oladipo, who proved that he can.
All of a sudden, it's been a while for him to be a budding star, but yeah.
He's a budding star now.
Yeah,
we can't expect him to be a budding star.
That season, this past season, he really showed that he's more capable than being under Westbrook.
Right? Exactly.
Being catch and shoot,
but Paul George has already said he want to be home. Like, he said this for 2 years. I want to play home. So I think he's going to the Lakers.
Yeah. Chris Paul,
he tweaking. He said he
ain't
going
going
max.
nowhere.
He not getting that max unless some trash ass garbage team do that just to say they got Chris Paul.
Unless
getting that max.
Utah gives him a max.
Even if I'm Utah, I'm not giving Chris Paul the max.
No, not at this time neither.
Chris Paul said he want the max?
Yeah.
You know how wild that sounds?
Chris Paul said he want the max?
Yeah. Chris Paul said he want the max.
Capella want the max too.
Yeah.
Capella Max not gonna be as wild as Chris Paul Max though.
Nah, it won't. It won't.
See, everybody be joining up trying to beat these Warriors, and then when niggas start having success, everybody want max contract.
Hey, we gonna get into that whole little Warriors super team that everyone wants to be a part of. But
as far as your free agent destinations though, I think Paul George goes to LA. It's almost inevitable at this point.
Hey,
if he's gonna go somewhere, yeah.
Hey, but
I think it's.
I feel like he gonna stay in OKC though. Honestly, if we keep it above, the only problem was Melo, bro.
Yeah, but that's usually the case,
bro. Whenever Melo was out the game, Paul George and Westbrook was clipping, showing off. Melo's really the problem. If Melo leave, I feel like OKC could be much better.
So if they keep Melo, do you think that's enough to say Paul George say, you know what, I'm gonna pack it up? I'm out.
Yeah. Cause Melo not gonna take a shorter role, bro.
Yeah, he should.
He should, but you can tell
he needs to actually.
You can tell his body language last year. He don't want to take that second role, bro. He in that AI mentality, bro.
Man, you could let Melo wear that hoodie in the game, and they still ain't getting.
And still wouldn't mean shit, bro.
Yeah, they still ain't getting to the conference finals.
And niggas thought I was hating all year when I said there was gonna be a first round exit. I'm like, with these niggas' egos, it's not gonna really work out. And I was talking about Melo and Westbrook specifically.
Yeah, that's
I was talking about Melo. That was a wild, yeah.
That made no sense as just chemistry wise. They both need the ball.
That Melo was just that bad, or
bro,
he just wasn't put in the opportunity. Like,
nah, not even that.
Nah,
Melo,
he got plenty
of
opportunity.
You got to realize Melo didn't embrace that lesser role, bro.
Yeah,
exactly. Melo's never had to.
He never had to.
Is he a standstill shooter? Like he was a standstill shooter in OKC.
Not all the time, bro. They put the ball in Melo's hands, bro, and he just completely smoked some shit.
Threw it away. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't want to be like a Melo apologist, but I just figured I saw him clearly he's past his prime. I know that, but in today's NBA, where you can play the small ball forward and be effective, I think I saw him get the ball on the block and just abuse bigger niggas because of his footwork being better. Like, I think if you give him more opportunities to do that, he can be effective, not stand on the wing and wait for Westbrook to drive and dish, because he's not a standstill shooter.
And that's why I said
I'm not saying Melo can go out and average 30. Those days are done, but I still think there's a place for him where he could be effective in the league. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, he can be effective, definitely.
But he got to, at the same time, he got to accept that role. Hey, I could have still been effective for a few more years.
Yeah.
But when you say, hey, I want the ball, I want to do this, that, and the third, or when somebody even mentions, second unit, and you scoff at the shit, it's kind of like, bro, you lost your mind.
Exactly. And think about the mental aspect. He goes from being, the savior for the Nuggets. Then he goes to the Knicks, and he's basically, he's the best player on their team.
MVP.
Yeah,
MVP.
Exactly. All right, bet. And then you got to tell him, all right, you're gonna come over to OKC, but this is Westbrook's team.
You gotta get off your own dick, bro. Like, you gotta realize that your time is gone.
And then you hear, we got PG coming too. So y'all gonna have to figure out how that. There's only one ball in the game. Pause. Y'all gotta figure out how that's gonna work.
You got to get out your own way, bro. That's how Vince Carter, he's still in the league, bro. Like, hey, look, I ain't what I used to be, but I'll do what I can to contribute.
Great point. Point taken. All of y'all, point taken. But if you telling Melo to come off the bench in OKC, who are you replacing him with? Jeremy Grant? Are we serious? What we doing here?
Hey, when you put it that way, that's some wild
shit. So you gonna walk into Melo's office and be like, yo, we're gonna ask you to come off the bench and we're gonna start Jeremy Grant. What?
Man, why you gotta say that, Benji? Now you make the whole argument debatable.
Yeah. Like, who do you replace him with on the starting lineup? Nick Collins,
but do they?
He's retired.
But even then,
Nick
you
Collins
don't think?
retired the moment he checked in.
But even coming off the bench, like even coming off the bench, bro, if you still playing 35, 36 minutes, does it really matter if you started?
Exactly.
Because with players like Jason Terry and Manu Ginobili, they quick to say, oh, man, you know, six man, but you still playing 36, 37 minutes, bro.
Yeah, it's just a technicality.
Melo was still getting time.
Exactly. And you could tell Melo, yeah, you're going to come off the bench, but you're going to have your own second team to run.
I feel like it'll work better like that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of options. And we can't, yeah, even if Melo's off the bench, Westbrook and Paul George on the starting court, that's not a bad option.
Nah.
And the thing with PG, he had no problem playing second row. He knew he was going to get
20, he didn't.
25 maybe.
I'm gonna still get my 15, 16 touches, bro. Shit ain't gonna change.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so DeMarcus, he an unrestricted free agent with New Orleans.
That shit sucked, bro. That Achilles fucked the bag up.
Yeah.
Did it.
It might be a wrap.
Did it, man.
He need to call John Wall, figure his way to DC.
Yeah.
Man,
he go to DC because New Orleans not gonna pay him the max. He want a max deal. Like he not getting no max deal.
But I don't think nobody pays him the max because of the injury. They go use that. No, don't get me wrong. He deserves for what he was doing, but they go use that as a crutch to say, "Hey, look, we can't give you the max because Achilles."
Hey,
yes,
well,
definitely.
Not only
and
that,
they arguably play better without him.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Court, bro. With that logic, bro, you think CP3 deserved the max?
Nah, hell no. Even with even if he didn't get injured, his age, bro, I'm not giving him the max.
All right.
You know what? Even
do you think he's valuable though, Court? Like, do you?
Chris Paul?
Yeah.
Chris Paul is valuable, but at the same time, it's a business, bro. Just because you're valuable, I'm not just gonna fuck myself over in the future just to appease your ego.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to think about Chris Paul. This was his closest chance to being in the finals.
That's a fact. But at the same time,
are you worried about business? Look, it doesn't matter how much money you made as a basketball player. If you say I've been in the league for, a decade and some time and I ain't never touched the finals stage, it doesn't matter.
Hey, if
I'm Chris Paul, bro, I'm not even asking for the max, bro. I'm doing what I can to get somebody else here so I can be guaranteed in the finals next year, bro.
Exactly. Like, I have his career earnings. He's made $162 million. That sounds great, but he just got past the second round.
Hey, Court, bro, what you just said, he should be doing anything to get whoever there. That's why I heard he texted LeBron, but I don't know how true that was. But I heard he hit Bron up asking him to come to Houston, consider coming to Houston. Y'all think that'll be a good, trio?
Hell no.
Bron? No, I don't think
because
it's too much. It's too much talent.
Not even that. Because when you look at the Warriors, they got a bunch of players that quote unquote need the ball, need their shots, but
they unselfish though.
Chris Paul and James Harden have shown that they can be unselfish this year. Neither one of them they didn't clash. They meshed well, and it was only 1 year.
Yeah, but the Warriors came out the mud with each other, aside from KD.
Nah, but I'm saying, for Chris Paul to be who he is and James Harden to be who he's becoming, for them the niggas to mesh together in 1 year, that shows it.
And then you throw LeBron in there, and every time LeBron goes somewhere, there's a restructure of a game plan and a culture. Two things
that will hinder LeBron from going. And I saw a report on Bleacher that Houston is not an option. LeBron doesn't like living in Houston or doesn't want to live in Houston.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, all right. GDP stay in Galena Valley. What the fuck you talking about?
That shit 90. That shit 93. I ain't never heard of that place in my life.
Exactly,
that shit
bro.
93 degrees right now.
Exactly, bro.
I don't want to live nowhere with spinners and still riding down my street.
Nobody rides spinners here.
Y'all still tipping on Popos.
Hey, a set of 84s cost more than your 88 Miata, bro. Let's not do this, man. Please don't, bro. Hey, just
y'all got
for
people
those
riding bikes with spinners.
for those who listening, bro. Just Google what a pair of 84s cost, bro, and then look at what these boys saying.
It's still 98 degrees out there every day, and the only thing people want to do is shoot people because it's so hot.
Nah, nobody really just gets shot in Houston like that.
They don't know what to do with themselves because this heat.
It's too hot down there.
Yeah, they like, I'm either gonna shoot someone or get shot. Either way, I'm going out.
Nah, it's not Chicago, bro. Niggas in Houston don't get shot up like that.
Bro, they got a result to listening to 0. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Mental health is an issue out
You
there.
listen to Loaded Looks, bro, on beats, not on the stage battling, bro. You listen to Loaded Looks on instrumentals, bro.
All right, bro, like, chill. I've never heard none of his mixtapes.
Beloved.
Beloved 3, bro. Come on somewhere with that shit,
That
bitch.
shit ain't even out.
He irritated me by keep promoting that shit, dog. Like,
All right, let's get back. Let's get back into exactly.
Hey, we promise we won't go do this.
Yeah, we try, man.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
try. But so DeMarcus, man, if
the LeBron point.
Oh, yeah.
Going to Houston. He said that. Well, he was overheard of saying he don't want to live in Houston. So that's one. Number 2, D'Antoni will not be able to get LeBron down there to play for him in that system.
Oh no, hell no.
Yeah, exactly. Like we talking about, and I just explained this to I don't know who I explained it to, but I was on Twitter and I explained it to LeBron and everybody else in America just watched the Houston Rockets miss 27 straight threes.
Incredible.
In a game 7 where D'Antoni didn't make any adjustment to get his team better opportunities to score. Like you have one of the best one-on-one players in the league, and you let them jack up 27 straight threes, bro, and miss.
Yeah,
and they were like, jacking them like they were down 20, bro. They were desperate.
Exactly. Like it was 27 straight threes. Yet we sitting here looking at the game, and it's a 6-point game, a 7-point game, a 5-point game. They missed 2 or 3 straight threes, and then Warriors score. Not even on threes. Warriors come back and score for Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
right. Slash. And that's a bucket. Now it's back to 7. Like LeBron is not going to want to go down there as controlling as he is. He's not going to want to go down there and have to be told by D'Antoni, all right, listen, just run down the court, take the first 3 you see. Run down the court, take the first 3 you see. Like that offensive philosophy in Houston will not get LeBron down there. I just think those are the 2 reasons.
No.
He
but
not
even
coming
then,
to Houston.
Roster wise, like signing LeBron, signing Chris Paul, signing Capella, that's already $100 million. Like who else do you
don't have?
You
room.
gotta let go.
You don't have room.
You gotta let go.
Nobody's taking Ryan Anderson, bro. They've been shopping him for years, bro. Nobody taking him.
Yeah, you're gonna get Clint Capella out there quick. You're gonna figure out some sort of way. But yeah, my thing with that game 7, Phil used to say with the Lakers, sometimes I wasn't even gonna call a timeout. I'm gonna let the team figure out how to get past this rough patch in the game. It seemed like D'Antoni was just like, I'm not adjusting any of this plan for this game 7. They gonna figure it out as they go, and it didn't work out.
Even in Phoenix,
how I want to play. They gonna figure it out.
Yeah, even in Phoenix, he was live by the 3, die by the 3.
Yeah, and y'all saw what happened to the Lakers. He doesn't know how to adjust his coaching based on the talent he has.
At the same time, it should go on Harden and Eric Gordon to say, hey, bro, look, we done took 12 threes in a row and brick them hoes. Hey, somebody go to the goal, bro. Yeah.
Hey, Eric Gordon was driving, though, bro. He was the only one actually driving to the paint.
Do his drives really count? Because they don't even make sense. He was going to the goal doing anything.
Yeah, but he's trying. He's at least trying to switch up what's going on instead of, they're going to hit it. They're going to shoot from 3.
Yeah, that's commendable, definitely. Because Gordon was trying, but I think Gordon was just driving simply because he wanted the refs to make a call. The refs wasn't calling anything. So I think he was just driving like, you don't just drive the moment you get the rock and then you drive into the lane with Draymond waiting right there or Jordan Bell waiting right there. Like,
And that's why I was saying some of his drives didn't make sense. It wasn't
didn't
like,
make real sense. Yeah,
yeah.
like pull up a little bit. If you drive, pull up for that free throw line jumper or pull up right there for the little floater. Like, don't just keep going to the lane knowing you're not getting a bucket and then you either getting blocked or not going to the bucket. It ain't like Gordon can jump out the gym on niggas.
I got two more for you. All right. DeAndre.
Back chaser, bro.
Yeah.
DeAndre who?
I mean, do it really
Jordan.
matter where he go, bro?
Nah, it don't.
But I'm leading up. I'm leading up to this one. And
it don't matter
it's
with
Benji's man. It's Benji's man. Julius Randle.
Oh,
hey, don't do this, bro. Hey, I didn't write no notes for Julius Randle, bro.
Is he staying or is he going?
It don't matter.
I don't even give a fuck.
If he out of LA, it's for a trade to get somebody else in there. Other than that, it don't matter.
Yeah. I had to bring it up because I needed to know Benji's response.
Yeah, but I ain't write no gun bars to Julius Randle, bro. He next.
All right, so and obviously LeBron. Where first I'm gonna say, where do you think he should go?
That's a good.
I'll let them get the floor first.
Cap wise, I say LA. They got enough to make some shit happen with getting other people there. Chicago got bread, but you nigga not going to Chicago. Same thing with Atlanta. Same thing with Dallas. I think Dallas like 5 with bread, little bro. He not going to Dallas. And this is me speaking as a Dallas fan, but he not going to Dallas.
No,
he not going to Atlanta. Philly. Do it really make sense for him to go to Philly with a Ben Simmons who he needs the ball in his hand? But basically,
Simmons,
bro, Ben Simmons cannot get a bucket, bro. It's cool to play with LeBron because Kyrie can go get his own bucket. D-Wade can go get his own bucket. Ben Simmons not going out there and getting his own bucket, bro.
No, he not, man. Like, that boy. The fuck,
he not getting his own bucket. And Embiid,
he shot what, like 12% outside the paint?
Embiid gonna want the rock too, so he not gonna embrace the Kevin Love, Chris Bosh role, bro.
Nah.
Wait. Corey, you said Chicago got what, top 3 in cap space?
I think Chicago too. They got like 41.
So they ain't trying to get nobody.
They at the same time who want to go play in Chicago.
Yeah, you right. Especially they got just young niggas out there. They ain't got no real like star.
Don't get me wrong, Lori live.
Ain't nobody going to play with Zach LaVine.
No one's going to play with Zach LaVine.
Nah, bro. I play with Lori, but I'm not playing with Zach, bro. And Robin Lopez, nah, bro.
Absolutely not.
I'm good.
So they got all that money for nothing.
They front office is shitty, bro. It's been shitty for the longest.
Yeah,
office just to renovate the arena.
Bro, you let Derrick Rose go because you want Jimmy Butler to be the guy, and then you get rid of Jimmy Butler. Like
that ain't make no sense to me.
Them guys are sick in their front office, bro.
They just be like, yeah, this ain't working. I'll give it 2 years. Nah, we gotta do something else.
Tev, where you see LeBron going? What's the fit?
I feel like he's probably gonna go to LA, but he should go to San Antonio, bro. He need a real coach. And nobody gonna actually command him to do right on the court. Like, actually trust his teammates like Popovich would.
Facts.
Y'all don't think, and I don't know any of the cap details or anything, but
San Antonio kind of shitty. I think they only got like 600,000.
You don't think Minnesota wouldn't be a bad option? You got Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, Jeff Teague.
You said Jeff Teague, bro.
Nah, I'm just looking, and you got Jimmy Butler.
So for you saying LeBron to go to Minnesota?
Nah, that ain't it.
Nah, that won't work because Jimmy Butler and Andrew Wiggins, he not willing to play second fiddle for whatever reason.
Neither one of them at this age want to play second fiddle.
Right, especially knowing that LeBron got him dumped off from Cleveland the first time. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team now.
Nah.
He not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he not going to welcome LeBron James to his team. Like, he And Jimmy Butler, I think Jimmy Butler doesn't benefit from LeBron being there because Jimmy Butler not a standstill shooter, and Jimmy Butler can create on his own.
Yeah.
So like you take the ball away from LeBron to give it to Jimmy Butler, then what do you have LeBron do? Like,
yeah, good
Well, it'd
point.
be the same.
I was just looking at the talent they have on that team
it's a
already.
lot of
I actually
talent, but
like
them young boys
Jimmy Butler and LeBron, but it's that whole Wiggins thing, and at the same time,
It's odd,
we
yeah.
seen,
and you got Derrick Rose.
We seen Karl Anthony Towns shrink up in the playoffs last year, bro. Hey, Capella got that man lunch every game, bro.
Yeah,
he had him shook him.
Capella had that nigga on Rikers.
So Spurs, you guys think just in terms of talent and let's be honest, LeBron can live anywhere he wants, so it's not as much about the destination.
Yeah.
But at this point,
I mean, but if D Wade say it's about lifestyle, you got to take into account.
But that's D Wade. But at the same time, if it's
that's D Wade, we talking about LeBron.
If it's about lifestyle,
no, he's saying that LeBron wants to have a lifestyle.
Oh, I thought you meant in general. That's what he was saying.
But if that's the case, he wouldn't have ran back to Cleveland. And if that's the case again, LA would get all the damn stars, bro.
Yeah, we passed that whole point where going to LA was a Hollywood destination,
because whatever you can do whatever you go do in LA. In New York, you can do it in San Antonio, you can do it
in Oklahoma. It doesn't matter. You can if you're good enough, you could put on in Utah. You feel me?
Hey, y'all
right. I think now Utah is a team that I think a top-notch free agent should look at. Like
a Kawhi, he should go to Utah.
Team, that's what I'm saying. Kawhi, if Kawhi find his way in Utah, my goodness, you got a point guard in Ricky Rubio who don't want to shoot really. All he want to do is just pass the ball. So if he passing the ball to now Donovan Mitchell and now Kawhi Leonard and then Rudy Gobert, all you tell him to do is just man the paint and rebound.
You got Joe Ingles letting shots go, bro.
Hey,
right.
Joe Ingles be flipping, bro.
Hey, that shit's sick.
Dangerous. They'd be dangerous, man. I think.
And you got Cephalosha?
Who?
Hey, who was that?
He was hurt, my man.
Yeah. So y'all ain't fucking with Dante Exum and LeBron, huh?
Dante Exum, hell no, he stinks. Next.
I know.
LeBron should go to San Antonio. I agree with Tev. He should go to San Antonio for
Pop.
His career purposes, to say that I was able to play with a Hall of Fame coach.
Right. And he's never had good coaching.
I think he's a bit selfish in that too, though.
Spoelstra was, don't get me wrong, Spoelstra was okay.
He's a great coach. Spoelstra is.
We're not talking, but it's a different.
It's different with Pop, bro.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. I'm not saying he's better than Pop or they're on the same level.
I ain't saying Spoelstra is trash, but he also was working with three very good
talented basketball players
at that time.
Right, but look at the system though. Like Coach Spo went and told basically he had to go to Oregon. Like he went to Oregon when Chip Kelly had Oregon running that pace and space offense, and basically came to the NBA, came back to Miami and was like, this the offense we gonna play with these horses that I got. Like he created that pace and space to maximize the amount of talent that he had in Miami. Like Spo did an amazing job. That first year I thought Spo was trash, but second, third, and
I think
fourth,
we all did
actually. My goodness. That nigga was like, we gonna play defense and then we gonna pace in space.
We gonna play defense.
In my opinion, gave us the best 4-year run LeBron ever had. In my opinion.
The Miami LeBron, that shit different.
Yeah, that's a
fact.
That's
a and different it was stable. Right there, bro.
He had 4 years of stability.
Them 4 years LeBron gave us in Miami, that shit was
different, bro.
Yeah, that nigga. Like I saw a highlight of him and they had a game in Portland, and that nigga just seemed like he was just playing
autopilot,
fast forward.
Yeah,
like
he was playing on rookie mode again. Like that.
But
he
looked like he was Usain Bolt out there compared to the rest of them niggas. Like that pace and space shit was wonderful for Miami back then.
Right.
But I think he needs to go to San Antonio. He needs to look into San Antonio as far as a career defining moment to be like, I'm letting go of my ego. I'm now going to let the coach
Do his
basically tell
job.
me and direct me on what to do and how to be a better player, as opposed to me going off my own memory and my own know-how of the game.
Hey,
Second, I
question.
think
Oh, my fault.
stay home in Cleveland. Stay home in Cleveland. I know that he can talk to Dan Gilbert and Kobe Altman and working a trade for somebody to come in. I just
Bro,
refuse to believe that the greatest player in the world can't get anybody to
it's not
come play
him.
with him. Like
It's not him, bro. LeBron, the first
it's
time, hey, let me
Cleveland.
get help. The first time, hey, let me get help. They sent him Shaq and Antoine Jameson. This time, you got Melo and Paul George. Bro, you got Melo and Paul George on the books for a trade, and all of a sudden you end up with Derrick Rose, Jose Calderon. Like, nah,
Yeah,
bro.
Hey, no, I think
that's not
But I
that's
think
not it.
he probably saying that I think somebody from LeBron's camp informed them two niggas like, yo, like he may not be here after 1 year. Cause wasn't the issue that neither one was signed to a commitment, especially Jimmy Butler, he wasn't signed to a long-term deal, right?
Nah, it wasn't Jimmy. Jimmy wasn't gonna go to a period. Whether LeBron said or not, I don't really think Jimmy was gonna fuck with Cleveland regardless.
Nah.
But why we ain't talking about New York for LeBron though?
Cause New York always gonna get thrown out there because of the destination shit.
Yeah.
But they got the pick. They could draft Trae Young and then Zingis, two niggas who can stretch the floor for LeBron. Like,
But then who
I mean,
on the
Trae
bench?
Young walking in the gym, huh?
And that
Who
too.
on the bench?
And that's what I was
Yeah.
go. That's what I was gonna ask Tim, like with the San
I couldn't
Antonio
hear
thing.
you.
Who's on the
Hey, San
bench?
Antonio, bro. As much as San
Oh.
Antonio looks so trash on paper, but them niggas get it done every year somehow.
Nah. No, I'm saying
Somehow.
what has to happen for them to get LeBron James? Because it's not like he'll go over there for no vet man or nothing like that.
Kawhi got a step, bro.
Nah, I'm not trying to see Kawhi go.
He most likely is,
Yeah.
though. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you LeBron, you're not going to San Antonio and got to play with LaMarcus Aldridge and
Yeah.
Javante
Get
Murray. No,
LaMarcus out of there. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what has to happen to that roster? Like, for it makes sense coach wise, but on roster wise, like, what has to happen to get LeBron there for them to be an immediate impact? We don't have another 6-7 years with LeBron James to be talking about. He got to win. It's like win now mode.
if LeBron go to San Antonio, they got a bunch of like Court say, they got a bunch of tweeners. Like you got now LeBron who can play 3-4. You got Kawhi if you need him to switch 3-4. Rudy Gay switch 3-4.
Oh, yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge really a 4-5. Like they don't have no real solidified spot players. Like Danny Green probably the only spot player there because he can just play shooting guard.
Hey, play
But
three.
all
Danny
them other
Green
niggas
ain't
is
been the
just
same.
tweeners. Like they tweeners in the same position. LeBron, Kawhi, Rudy Gay,
Or
goddamn.
even what's Buddy name? The point forward they got.
Slow mo.
Yeah, he went to UCLA.
Yeah. Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he another tweener.
Right. So you got a team. I don't think you can, even though the Warriors have changed today's landscape, I think in order to combat them, like you gotta have niggas who not necessarily can play a bunch of tweener positions because that's what they best at. Like Clay can play a tweener position. He's best at that. Draymond, a tweener position. He's best at that. Iggy, tweener position. He's best at that. Like all the Durant, tweener position, best at that. Like you need people who's gonna establish themselves at a position and then be physical with them. Like if you send LeBron to Portland, for instance, you now got basically three niggas who can score the ball. But what else do you do? Like you just gonna match offense with them niggas? Like
Nope, because you gonna get smoked.
Nah, you can't.
Look,
exactly. Like you
LeBron
can't
not
do
watching
that.
CJ McCollum go ISO for 4 plays in a row, bro.
Nah, hell no.
Bron need to go.
And the thing,
He need to go somewhere where defense is important to
Yeah.
motivate him.
yeah.
But
And the thing
I
with
like
the
San
Spurs
Antonio.
is they
I just
play
don't
good
see
team
roster
ball.
wise.
Yeah, roster wise, who has to go to make that happen?
For the Spurs,
Yeah.
you most likely get rid of Rudy Gay. I mean,
I mean, of
wouldn't be
course,
upset
Rudy
at
Gay
that.
is gone, but they at the same time they still only sitting on like $600,000 in cap space, so it got to be a little bit more than just shaving off the edges.
You getting rid
right.
of a lot of people if you trying to make that happen.
I mean, if we today, if I was a betting man, and today you told me to bet on where LeBron going, I say LA.
I don't want to
because of the max money that he can get, and then bringing somebody with him along with the development of Kuzma. I'm not sure they would keep Lonzo Ball though.
They
if
shouldn't.
That means that they can.
Why not?
I just don't see it.
LeBron want to deal with that.
And I don't think LeBron wants to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think LeVar Ball coming on TV saying Lonzo Ball gonna make LeBron James better. Like,
okay,
nigga,
my fault. All right, I thought well, it's more of a LeVar thing than his actual Lonzo game. Then
it's everything. It's everything that goes with it, because then they talking about a lot is LeVar. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, a lot is LeVar. Lonzo's game, like he's like a not so refined Rondo. Like all he wants to do is get his teammates involved. So that plays well for LeBron's game, because he don't necessarily have to, especially if the reports are true that he wants to play off the ball. What better way to have a point guard who just want to give you the ball? And
that's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
Like Lonzo would be cool for that. But if it's a LeVar thing, I completely understand, because LeVar, he in the way.
Like I'm not gonna deal with that your father keep talking shit like you the greatest thing smoking, and you know what I'm saying? Like
but my thing is LeBron needs to go somewhere where with the Lakers, everyone he'd be surrounded with are developing stars. You know, and at this point in LeBron's career, he needs, if he wants to get to the finals again, and if he were to go to the West and probably see the Warriors or the Rockets before they get to the finals, he can't be playing with developing stars.
No, he can't.
I'm cool.
We already saw what that is.
I'm cool with them developing stars if we can get another star over there. But if it's just LeBron and crew, nah, bro.
But even if it's LeBron and PG and Lonzo, that's not enough.
That's not enough at all. And then how do you fill out the rest of the roster? Like,
exactly.
Well, they got cap one, and then they can get rid of players. So it's not really like a money thing. But if you say, "Hey, cool, let's go get," and it's a pipe dream. I'm not even going for this. I'm just saying, let's say if you get LeBron, PG come over, and let's say you can whistle DeMarcus to come over there for some bread.
Yeah.
I mean, it could work. Yes, affordable. I think you got to get physical though. Like you got to get physical. If we talking about,
and that's where DeMarcus would come into play,
right? If you talk
Paul George as well. Paul George can play physical.
Yeah, Paul George isn't afraid to get physical.
If the bar is to eventually dethrone the Warriors, I think you got to find another way to dethrone them. Like you're not gonna go and go in the ring with George Foreman and be like, all right, in order to beat this nigga, I'm gonna have to outpunch him.
Hell no. You're gonna get smoked.
Right, you're gonna die. Like
it's gonna be all kind of CTE in your head, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you gotta box around him. So with the Warriors, you gotta out physical them. I think teams have tried to, even with the Rockets, we saw
they try to outshoot them.
Yeah, you try to outshoot them and you end up dying. So I think that if DeMarcus on the right team can play a major role in combating the Warriors, because he's the only physical big that really can make a difference in the paint. Like if you throw the ball to him at a natural 5 and dare Jordan Bell or dare that other kid that starts at center to actually play, then okay, you slow the game down. Then you gotta punch his chance and you tell the Warriors, well, listen, you either get your kids smoked on the block all day, or you find another way to try to beat us besides standing there hoping threes go in. So I think DeMarcus Cousins not necessarily can shift the landscape of the league because he's not that good of a player. He takes too many threes his damn self. But given the right
system, he don't take that many threes, bro. He toned it down.
He takes more threes than he should.
Don't he take 4 a game or something? As a center, 4 a game is a lot.
Well, even at 4, if he making them hoes, is it really too many?
Hey, that nigga ain't
is
dirt,
he making them though?
It ain't dirt, but if he's shooting at a high 30, 40, Tev said he not Dirk.
Nah, not by any means.
But I'm saying if he's shooting 4 threes a game, if he hitting 2 of them, bro, I'm cool with it.
But you want him taking 4 a game, even if he hitting 2. That
Hey,
it's only 4
Court, bro.
threes.
Court.
What's
the
up?
thing we ignoring about LA, and I just thought about it. Isaiah Thomas still there, bro. Don't nobody want to play with that nigga.
Oh, he not. No, nah. They're not. I'm sorry, Isaiah Thomas. He not gonna be nowhere long term.
He gone.
Yeah, he gone.
Nobody want to play
He
with
gonna
that
be.
nigga.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas
He
not gonna be
going
nowhere long term.
overseas eventually.
Don't get me wrong, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate the shit, bro. Put on for us 5'8", 5'9" niggas, bro. But you not gonna be
It's not
on somebody's team long term, bro.
yeah, like Nate Robinson was a journeyman before we knew it. Like
That bad.
Shit, where he
niggas
is
not
Nate Robinson,
committing
bro?
along.
Don't he play in the
trying to
D League or some
football.
shit?
Yeah,
Nah, when he playing in the D League?
No,
Nah, I think he was overseas. He was in like China or something.
Nah, no. When he play, I'm saying when he playing in the D
Yeah,
League.
he came back to the G League now, bro.
Well, the G League, my fault.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
I
he
didn't know that.
last played for some
I thought he was
Warros
overseas
de
playing
Lara.
somewhere. Yeah, I thought he was overseas playing somewhere or something.
Yeah.
But like I say, like you gotta. I think it because New Orleans won't necessarily pay DeMarcus Cousins the max. I think DeMarcus Cousins should find his way to Washington, and
That
then
would
with
be a
John
good-
Wall,
That'd be
who's
dope.
a legit point guard,
That would be a
and then
good.
right. You have Bradley Beal who can score in the wing, and then DeMarcus can just basically man the paint. I think you take your chances with that team. Not
He
saying
gonna
they'll
have to
win the chip,
He gonna have
but
to
you
take.
take your chances.
He gonna have to take a cut.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. If he
And
wants
then
to
at the
win,
same
he got to
time,
take a cut. Like,
he gonna
because
take
no
a
team is going to pay him the max unless you a trash ass team.
Well,
Like,
no, I'm saying we already agreed that he's not gonna get the max. But he gonna have to take an even bigger cut because they already paid Bradley Beal, and John Wall got bread, and Otto Porter got bread. And who gonna take the Otto Porter contract?
Yeah. And
nobody
DeMarcus
taking
not
that
the
100
type
million. They
to
gave Otto
willingly
Porter
take a
100
big
million.
cut.
Bro, they
God,
gave Otto Porter some bread, bro. Nobody taking that contract.
they gave him 100 million last year. I
To
think.
keep it a buck, bro, they giving Otto Porter that money. They need to give me that money. Fuck is you talking about?
Hey, I know I'm better than Otto Porter,
the
bro.
bad leg. With the bad leg,
Hey,
man.
talking about this bread. Y'all seen these like super max deals?
Yeah, Kawhi up for 200 million.
Bro, if Draymond Green win Defensive Player of the Year or get the All NBA team, he gonna get 230, bro.
And
we talking
Draymond
about
say he not taking no shorts, yo.
Hey, bro, he don't have to. 3-time champion, Defensive Player of the Year. I'm quote unquote the most important player on the team, bro. I ain't taking no short bread no more.
That's gonna leave KD out the loop, though, bro.
But if I'm Draymond, bro, at this point, do you sacrifice more? Like you won, what more can you possibly do? I mean, it's time to get paid.
Nah, Draymond's not gonna sacrifice.
No.
He's
especially
not. He's got his chips. It's time to get paid.
I forgot who said it, but he the reason KD even in the first place.
Is he?
That's what I'm saying. He the best.
He was either Tez or Benji. One of them said that.
He one of them. The whole
he the best. He the best GM in the league. That nigga got Kevin Durant there and immediately won 2 titles. Fuck, I'm taking a cut for.
I'm not taking no cut, bro. Defensive Player of the Year, bro. Draymond Green, he's the identity of that team. He might not be the best quote unquote player, but he's probably the most important player.
And Draymond adjusted his game just so Durant can come.
No,
so I'm not taking no more shorts, bro.
Yeah,
nah, he didn't. He didn't adjust his game. His game is still get other players involved, do the dirty work.
If you saw the way he played, he was a viable third option, like as a scorer. This year, he was barely a scorer.
He only averaged 14, bro.
What you mean?
Before Durant came, his good game, he averaged 14, bro.
Draymond Green game is more getting people involved in doing the dirty work.
Yeah,
scoring,
he's more of an enforcer.
Like he averaged 14, but then he'll give you a game where he go like game 7 in the finals. He goes 7 for 7, 32 points and shit like that. Like,
oh yeah, he'll step up when he got to.
1 or 2. Yeah,
but his game isn't predicated on scoring. So him not scoring or not is not really like a thing. Hey, now if you what's up?
I was about to say with that Draymond getting KD there, bro. That Steph, Iggy, and Draymond worked that out in like 2013, bro. Them niggas was planning that years back. Years. I seen a report somewhere where Iggy was talking to KD. Steph and Iggy was talking to KD about coming there, but this is like 2013.
I mean, you can say it's cute to say, oh yeah, we want this, that, and the third. Because like when Chris Paul, Melo, and somebody else supposed to be playing together, like But for the nigga
The
to
banana
actually,
boat friends or something.
yeah, but for a nigga to actually get on the phone and
That's
hey,
a
bro,
wild. That's a very wild name to call your clique.
the banana boat,
The
boys.
banana boat crew.
Shut up.
Hey,
That is wild.
with these basketball players, when you start looking at these contracts, bro, you talking about baseball money now, bro. $200 million for 5 years. Like it's gonna be kind of hard to say,
but
hey, I'm gonna take a cut.
Could you have found a more? Could you have found a more flawless piece, if anything, than what Durant did going to Golden State? Like, God dang! Like we talking about fit and Pete. Like we just sat here and went 30 minutes trying to figure out what's a good place for LeBron to go to. Like trying to figure out pieces of a puzzle. And Kevin Durant went to damn near the perfect team for his game. Like
No, that's
that
fact.
nigga.
Yeah, that's
No,
a
That nigga
fact.
great
that's a
enough
late.
shooter.
That's lay
He
down,
a
bro.
great enough shooter to where as though they swing the ball around. He a good catch and shoot nigga. So the catch and shoot opportunities really don't hurt him because he can knock them shits down. He a slasher. He passed the ball. Like, god damn, it just seemed like this nigga was meant to be a warrior.
Bro,
Yeah, and
Kevin
you
Durant,
could tell. You
all he
could
gotta
tell, but go Benji or go court.
all you gotta do is worry about scoring now. You got defensive players, you got playmakers, you got role players, bro. All you gotta do is score. We
But
talking
then
about the best scorer possibly
Yeah.
ever.
he's still doing everything though. Rebounding, assisting, playing defense.
No. Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, but I would think it's easier to do all that consistently when you have a really good team behind you that also does the same thing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of slack you got to put on, or you don't got to put anyone on your back.
That's a fact.
You really don't have to.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
he
and
had to put them on their back game 3 though. He had to put
yeah, to
No,
a certain
he did.
but that's an exception to the rule, you know, or an exception to
He didn't
what
have to do that.
usually it
He didn't have to do
happens.
that for 82
not
games.
consistently.
Yeah, how many times do you see Steph go out sad like he did in that game 3?
It don't happen a
It
lot.
don't happen, bro. Not really.
Like
Right.
that one game the Rockets had with Clay and Steph combined for like 4 made baskets, bro. That shit fluke.
Yeah, exactly. And what I found crazy, usually when a
Did
good
they win that game?
Who, the Warriors?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they lost that game.
yeah, as they should. You know, but usually when a star athlete comes from a team where his stats are already great and then goes to an even better team, it seems like their stats kind of go down a little bit because they have to compromise their full potential for the betterment of the team.
Well, 9
But
out of 10. Oh, nah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, when Durant went to the Warriors, it magnified how great he is.
Well, he went to a system that dedicated to his game.
That was-
9 out of 10. Some of these players, they
I
go to
was
different
getting ready to say
systems.
that, Court, like that nigga went to the perfect system for his game. Like for his game, he went to the perfect system.
So if everything were to stay the same with the Warriors, do you see them winning again next year?
Yeah.
Are we dealing with a dynasty?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're already a dynasty, bro.
Yeah, but they usually say, you know, when you win 3 in a row, then you
well, go ahead
officially
and
a
book
dynasty.
because next June we watching another parade in the Bay.
Man,
Like,
3 in
unless
a
something
row,
drastically
whether it
happens.
is, bro. They got a chokehold on that trophy right now, bro.
Right. Facts.
Now, what if they lose Clay?
Clay,
Clay, Clay's still on the books.
Yeah, Clay gonna.
But
Well,
yeah,
I'm just saying
Clay-
hypothetically, if
Clay-
they were to lose Clay,
Hey, they going to
nah,
get.
he's not
AD,
leaving, bro.
Yeah, he not leaving. If they lose Clay, I still don't think anybody can beat them niggas. Like
Because
and that was my question.
that whole report with
I
like
still
Kyrie
don't think
came out.
anybody beat them niggas.
Wait, without Clay?
Yeah, without Clay.
Oh no, yeah, they still straight without Clay, bro. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they
It gets
still
a
good
little
without
bit
Clay.
more difficult, but at the same time, it's still the Warriors.
Hey, that'll
like
make.
you still got. It ain't like you don't got niggas who can make up for it. Like you just basically lose one, but then you get production from 2 other niggas, Swaggy P Iguodala,
All right.
you get more production out
All
of
right.
that.
Yeah, we're not relying on Swaggy P, bro.
Hey, we not.
I ain't
Absolutely
saying that
not.
I ain't saying he's gonna get 30 a game,
He's
but
comedic
damn,
relief at best, bro.
Wait a minute. He come in and hit a couple dagger threes, and that's a whole.
He don't hit dagger
You know
threes.
Garbage
They
time,
already be in a
bro.
good position to win.
Yeah.
They already be in a good position to win, bro.
He playing against
No, I
Osmond.
ain't say
Like,
he
yeah,
can't.
of
If he
course.
comes in and hits a couple dagger threes, like he not gonna come in and average 25 just
Nah.
because Clay gone. But if he come in and get you 10 points per game combined with now Iguodala giving you however many, if you say Iguodala give you 8 points a game, and then another nigga get like Draymond's point average will go up. I'm just saying, if you lose Clay, that means you get more production, even if it's a small sample size from other niggas. So it ain't like they would just automatically fall off the planet because
Oh, no,
Clay's
they
gone.
not. They not. They
Hell
not.
yeah.
Hey,
I got a question for everybody, to close out this segment of the free agency. If you can see, like, not necessarily what would be like what most likely goes down, because I think we all have a general idea of what most likely goes down this offseason as far as free agency is concerned. But if you could see any situation that you would want to see for these free agents, what would it be? Like, where would you have the top notch niggas end up as like the most favorable spot for them? LeBron, not Kawhi. I don't think Kawhi's a UFA, right?
I don't think so.
They working up his contract, but I don't think he's
I think
eligible.
I think he a UFA next year, not this year. But LeBron, DeMarcus, like if you could see the Paul George, you could see the free agents in the landing spot that's best suited for them. What would y'all say goes down?
Go, Tev.
Hey, to keep it a buck, I want Brian to stay here.
Okay.
But I want Boogie to come here with him.
Well, if you put it like that.
Brian, I need a center, bro. If he get a good center,
Tristan got to get out of there, boy.
If he get a decent point guard with a good center and Brian, bro, they gonna produce about the same, go to the playoffs, and rule the East most likely how they usually do.
Yeah, I like that. They get that draft pick, man. They take Sexton or Young.
What you think, Court?
Like we said about LeBron and his legacy, I want to see him play with Paul George. It'd be cool to see him free roam in LA. I know we said Kawhi, he not up for free agency yet, but it'd be dope to see that nigga in Utah.
Yeah, facts.
That would be
that
would be dope. Man. Now I'm just trying to see LeBron. I think I didn't even think about the Spurs at one point, but I think that LeBron with the Spurs under the tutelage of Pop, that would be actually very interesting to watch, because they play the epitome of team basketball on both ends of the court.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and PG, I'll say I'd like to see him go to the Lakers, just because in LA it's looking pretty dark. You know, it's looking dark being a LA basketball fan for those that are. And he got to do something. I either want to see him go back to the Pacers or go to LA, because you know he got to do something.
That Pacers move would be dope.
Yeah. I like it. Oh hell, like if we end up seeing PG in Utah, the fuck.
No, that'd be wild too.
Yeah,
that'd be wild. Like, wow. You replace Joe Ingles with Paul George out there?
Whoa, why you replace Joe?
Wow.
Chill.
I mean, I'm just saying, starting lineup. Joe can go to the bench. Fuck out of here.
Nah, I still start Joe.
What? And place Paul George at the 4?
Why not?
Oh no, I don't think he a small ball 4, man. I don't think he has enough girth to be a small ball 4.
Outside
Verse.
of seeing AD twice a
Shut
year,
up,
who in the
DDP.
West smoking him on the block like that?
No one.
Outside of saying who?
Outside of seeing AD, twice a year, who on the West smoking him on the block like that?
Nah, I can't really think of nobody.
And
Like,
then at the same time, they got to go out there and guard him.
yeah, I just don't see him being able to rebound at a high rate at a small ball forward. Just me though. But I think in Utah, Paul George would be fire too. If he wants a chance to win. Now, if he wants the money, go home, go to LA, get the max deal from Magic Johnson. But if you want a chance to
For
win,
Magic
I think there's
Johnson.
other destinations for him. Huh?
He said for Magic Johnson.
Yeah, facts. Magic dumping all that money off. I would love to see. And I know Tev know this for a minute now. I would love to see DeMarcus Cousins in DC with John Wall. Even as a free agent, John Wall, Bradley Beal, Otto Porter. You put DeMarcus Cousins in that mix. I think they are a legit contender coming out the East. LeBron, for his career's sake, go to San Antonio and let Pop kind of guide you through the latter part of your career on how to be the best basketball player you can be, and then seeing what happens from it. As far as winning is concerned, but if he wants to keep making trips to the finals, you stay home. You entertain what Cleveland can do for you to see if they can bring in another name. But I think that would be my
Nah, I think
what if or my
I think
wish
Cleveland
list. I
dead
would love
last
to
on the
see.
book. So
Yeah, they
Say it
are.
again.
And not only that, but Cleveland doesn't have the willingness to bring in. They never have. They don't have the willingness to bring in too many stars.
I mean, we see what happens, but like that's what I would say Paul George end up in LA. Ultimately, if I had my way, I would have DeMarcus Cousins entertain Washington, LeBron entertain, and then head to find his way to San Antonio. But those are the big three, and I wouldn't take out Utah as an impossible landing spot for Paul George either. I think they would have a great opportunity to win if Paul George ended up in Utah with Donovan Mitchell and Rubio and Gobert. That would be special too.
hey, what about Chris Paul?
What about Chris Paul?
Chris
Okay, you
Paul,
think what happened with him? He got to go
I think
I
he
somewhere.
think
has a
I think he
yeah,
gonna
but
stay.
I think he stays. I think he has a home in Houston. I think that this first year, like as you mentioned earlier, Court, like for him and Harden to kind of gel the way they did, I think was surprising to me for two niggas who dominate the ball. So I think Chris Paul has a home in Houston. So I think Houston would
But
be definitely the spot for Chris Paul.
do you think
I
Morey
don't
can
see
talk
where
him off
else
that
he can
max
go. He
ledge
could
though?
be that effective.
Yeah, because that
Definitely.
experiment worked. That experiment worked.
Okay, do
You
you
know,
Where
think they
else
can
do
I
get
you
don't.
him
go to
from
have a
talking that
chance
max
to
shit though?
win? Like unless you switch conferences, where else do you go that you can win? Like that you can contend to win. Like Chris Paul not going. Everybody else everywhere else that he can go that has an opportunity to win has to commit money elsewhere to other niggas. So he not gonna want to go to like Phoenix to go get a max deal.
Exactly. You
So
know,
I think go
no,
ahead.
all I was gonna say is think about how much of a relief it is for Chris Paul that he's playing on a team where it doesn't rely solely on him.
It's a huge
You
relief,
know,
and with Harden, it's a relief to not be the primary ball handler all the time.
Yeah.
exactly. You know, so say people like Blake Griffin, but that wasn't enough to keep to keep Chris Paul uh, from not having to do the majority of the work.
I think injuries fucked over Blake Griffin more than anything. Because Blake
Yeah.
Griffin, top notch, Blake Griffin be live, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, but it's different than going to a team with the likes of Chris what's it called? James Harden. It's
Oh yeah, it's
different.
way different.
Way different. Way different. That
So
boy
with
Harden out there dropping 50 balls on a regular.
like it's
That shit's
nothing.
sick.
Yeah, man. That's way different.
So with that being said, let's wrap this up so people ain't listen to us for an hour and a half complaining. Y'all got any last words? We gonna try to do this, if not weekly, bi-weekly, just to switch things up and get a good, different conversation going.
Did we touch on
Benji,
Kobe?
Oh yeah. Did either of you listen to that interview?
I didn't listen to the whole interview.
I saw clips. Well, not clips, but I saw like quotes from it online. I ain't really listened to the interview yet, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Tev can't get back on, so he was the one that brought it up. So what did y'all read or what did y'all hear?
I heard him saying like he talked to Mike, and Mike kind of told him, "Hey," and this is back when the Celtics had formed their big three. You got to just figure it out. And yeah, you're right. You got to figure it out. But did Kobe really have to figure it out, bro? You had a top-notch coach, and people like to downgrade the role Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, Bynum, and Fisher had on their team. Like, it's not like he was out there playing with Smush Parker and them again.
Yeah.
But he had to figure it out after 08. They got smoked by 36 in 08. So he had to figure out what it was to do in order to beat them if he saw Boston again. Like, he had to figure that out.
What you mean? What did he figure out? Kobe didn't change shit. What they added Artest and what else?
Artest was on that 09 team. I don't think Artest was on.
Didn't Artest win a ring with him?
Yeah, in 2010.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about when he got smoked. Well, he had a couple things to figure out. One.
No, I'm saying didn't Artest play with them on the repeat?
Yeah, on the 2010 team, Artest was there. I don't think Artest was there on that 2009 team. I could be wrong.
No, I'm saying didn't he say he talked to Jordan about losing to them for the repeat?
After 08, or I don't know. Again, I gotta hear the actual interview, or I just know that he said he talked to Jordan about figuring it out, but he had to figure it out because after getting mollywopped in 2008 in the finals, he had to do some type of figuring out to see if one, he had the right pieces around him. Even though he had Paul Gasol, Bynum, and all of those, they still got mollywopped. So he had to figure out, hey, do I do
Artest played in 2009 for the Lakers.
He did?
Yeah.
I'm saying, didn't he win a ring on the repeat?
Yeah. Well, Artest had the big three in game 7 of the 2010 finals. I remember.
Yeah.
He had that big
game
three
5,
to put him up
game
6.
5.
I think so. I know he was there for one. I ain't think Artest won 2 rings with them. I thought it was just one. So
I could be wrong because I thought the quote was about him losing to Boston the first time and then trying to figure it out for the remix.
Yeah, I think we on the same page there. But they lost by 36, so he had to figure something out. It wasn't like he was just like, oh well, fuck it.
What did he have to figure out?
Because I want to.
In the grand scheme of things,
you got to figure out how to win if you lose. No,
but he had. What
was figured out other than adding somebody to help him?
He already started with a great amount of tools. He had Phil Jackson, and he had Shaq at one point. It wasn't like he was trying to figure shit out from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only point. It seems like there were spots in his career where he had to go back to the drawing board and what can I do differently? But he did have a lot of tools throughout his career that made it easier for him.
In that instance, I don't really think it was a lot of fit.
That's all I'm saying.
After 08, it wasn't a lot of figuring it out. It was just, all right, we know, like, we're going to be back, basically.
Who?
Yeah,
basically. I mean, who was...
Yeah, pretty much.
Because even with Dallas smoking them, bro, that was really more of some fluke shit. Dallas didn't build that team to beat LA. Them niggas just shot them out the gym.
That was just an amazing year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just an amazing year,
And don't run that.
Go ahead, cool.
That's my team. I can admit that's some fluke shit, bro. Like they lost Caron Butler in the middle of the year, and they wake up for the playoffs and smoke everybody boots. Like,
yeah, that
They
Dallas
was
Mavericks
blessed.
was crazy.
that shit was wild, bro.
That was great. Was Vince on that team?
Nah, he got that next year.
Oh, okay. I think Kobe still had to figure it out after 08. Like you get blown out in that kind of fact. And then that's the same year where they was up 21 at home and then the Celtics came back. So I think it was a lot of figuring out that season because you figure out like maybe this not the right team that I thought it was going to be, or maybe I
It's
got
the
to
right
figure out
team,
how
but
to be better. Like
if you say
it looked good, but they got they got dusted off.
but you gotta look
good.
at when you go back and look at Kobe box score, it's not really he took a lot of bad shots, bro. It's not like he had
that's Kobe.
a
Like
16
Kobe
for
not gonna
23
take a bunch of
games.
good shots.
Now, if you say he figured it out as far as trusting his teammates, then cool, I can rock with that.
From the following year, okay. I mean, yeah, but right, but the bottom line is that he had to figure something out. I think with him comparing it to LeBron is just like, I think he's saying like LeBron in this instance can't just keep saying, all right, I lost. Now let me go find somewhere else to see who else can play with me. Like, or let me go fetch another, another place, or let me go fetch another place. I think that was his point. Like, you got to figure it out eventually. You can't keep losing and then saying, all right, well, fuck it, let me go somewhere else because these niggas ain't it either, or let me go somewhere else because these niggas ain't it either. Like Pat Riley mentioned it that last year, that last offseason before LeBron went back to Cleveland. Like, you're going to figure it out, or you're going to tuck your tail and go home, or pack your bags and go home. Like, you're going to stick together and work this out and see what we can do and get better, or you're going to tuck your tail and go. And LeBron left.
It's only
So
so much, but it's only so much you can do with you
with talent.
you gave them the years. It's not like you just ran at the first sight of adversity. And when you ask them to bring in talent and they don't, what more do you do?
And we're not talking about like top tier talent. We're just talking about something that will make the team a bigger threat.
And that's another thing, bro. People got to stop acting like we talking about, oh man, give LeBron all NBA players. But
yeah, I'm not saying he's asking for Carmelo and having a starting five with all top tier
so what
players.
Are y'all saying? Because that's all I'm hearing. Like, y'all want this nigga to
bro,
have like
he playing with
Mike Miller, Richard Jefferson, like a whole bunch of just journeymen. At a certain point, we got to give him credit for doing what he's done, but you also got to realize
he also played with Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you also got to those are right. But at a certain point, you can only do so much with a team.
You can only do so much with Larry Hughes and
exactly.
Sasha Pavlovich, bro.
That's my point.
There's only so much you can do with that, bro.
I'm not excusing that 07 team, that 07 Cavs team. They had Ivan Newble as the starting shooting guard. That was just
it's only so much figuring it out you can do with that kind of talent. Because if somebody was to say, well, figure it out with Smush Parker, figure it out with Chris Mim, then it's kind of like, bro, you sound stupid as fuck. Like, it's Chris Mim.
Yeah, and Kobe asked for a trade, like, at one point. So I just think, like, I understand where Kobe is coming from. I just think LeBron fans was quick to in the notion to defend LeBron. They just immediately didn't want to analyze Kobe's statement.
But that shot was
figuring it out.
That shot was at LeBron.
Clearly, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, it was a question.
It couldn't have been at anyone else.
But I just think instead of analyzing Kobe's statement and, all right, listen, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out how it is that you can beat these niggas, as opposed to, all right, well, I mean, you ain't got nobody around you, so just go ahead and skip town again. Like, I think Kobe is just saying.
But if that's to figure it out, then
I don't know, man. I just don't think like I don't think this nigga needs to keep skipping town every time he run into a team that he can't beat. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
but
just
it's a
don't.
It's not.
double. Even if he doesn't skip out, if he requests to bring other people in, he gets killed either way. So what is he supposed to do? Work with what he has right now and suffer the same defeat every time?
But you the greatest player in the world, man. Like
At the
I
end of the
don't
day,
know,
bro,
man.
being the
If you
greatest player in
said
the
if you
world, like
go ahead.
with Mike, if Mike is getting bounced first round, second round, and they never go get the help that he had around him, do you think Mike should have stayed? No, the front office figures it out. Hey, cool, we need to go get this player. We need to get this player. Hey, add this player, add this player. And it works out
Yeah.
eventually. Same thing with Kobe. Kobe wanted out of LA, but the front office figures it out. They go get Gasol. They get other players around them, and it's like, okay, cool, it works. But if the front office constantly fails, like how many more chances do you give them? You don't have forever to play basketball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They only won 2 titles though. Like it's not like he got Gasol and all of a sudden they just went on this like 4 or 5 year run where it was just dominance. Like they won 2 titles. They got swept by the Mavericks. And then in '08, when Gasol got there, they got blown out in the finals. So it wasn't like they just dominated the moment they got Gasol and all of that. Like
But
so
when
it's
they got
basically
Gasol and
like,
went to the finals 2 years in a row,
but how many titles did it result from?
it went to 2.
No,
Because then,
didn't Gasol get there in '08? So they lost in '08, and then they won 9 and
no,
10,
sorry,
right?
I'm sorry, they went to the finals twice. They won one. They split. But then you got to look at the team falling apart. Lamar Odom went on his little
Whatever that
whatever the
was.
fuck.
Yeah.
Then Bynum turned
It-
into to Afro Bynum. Like that
yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
shit
but
playing a part to it too.
I'm just saying, like LeBron had it. It's not like LeBron his whole career we've been sticking with this same narrative that, oh my God, like can we get this nigga some help? LeBron has found his help in
Yeah, but
different spots of his career.
he had to go find the help. The help wasn't brought to him.
Yeah, he had to go find the help, and then he skipped out on the help.
But
He
the help
skipped out
turned
in
into
Miami. He skipped out in Miami, and then now all of a sudden, like this year, I seen Cleveland fans be like, "Oh, Cleveland traded away Dwayne Wade. Like Dwayne Wade could have been viable to this team
Like
now,
yeah,
but he
like
skipped out on
Dwayne
them
but
Wade
niggas."
was something.
but
Yeah.
if is it really skipping out if him and Spoelstra, not Spoelstra, but if him and Pat Riley wasn't
Seeing eye to
where
eye.
they needed to be, bro.
Because Pat Riley wouldn't spoil the nigga and give him everything in the world that he wanted. Like,
But
come
if
on.
you that nigga, you get whatever you want. Kobe got whatever he wanted. When you that nigga, bro, you get what you want. Or hey, give me what I want, or get rid of me, bro.
I bought you to Miami to play with your best friends. We was over like in the luxury tax. I paid luxury tax every year just
Benji
so you
saying,
could
"What
play
more
with
can
your
you want from
friends.
me?"
What more do you want? You want your you and your whole entourage to have reserved pocket spaces out front. You
Yes.
want y'all to
Yeah.
rent out the club and all of that. Like, come on, you're
Yeah.
not
I
bigger
want
than the franchise.
I want season tickets. Well, you made the franchise bigger.
Jesus. You know what I'm saying? What more do you want? Like,
I
what
want it
more could
all.
you
I
want
want
from?
season tickets to the Dolphins games, bro. I want Marlins tickets. I want all that
Oh
shit.
no,
Nah,
that's just
I'm
crazy.
just playing, bro.
Marlon.
I get what you're saying, but like, ain't no team should be expected to just hand over their franchise to LeBron on the silver platter simply because that's what he want. Like Cleveland did that, and it got them screwed over. Like they gave him and
How?
his entourage
They gave him
everything they
whatever he
wanted.
wanted. They ended up with 3 first-round picks. It's not LeBron's fault. They smoked him.
No, I'm talking about as far as babying him and like spoiling him. So he went to Miami where most niggas feel as though he should have stayed in Miami because you trust Pat Riley and Mickey Arison to get it right, but because LeBron
Yeah,
didn't get
I never
spoiled,
understood that move
then it was just
as a
like,
basketball decision.
Well,
I
what
never
move?
understood that. Going back to as a basketball decision.
I
You
don't
know,
understand how the relationship even got that bad to begin with. Like,
yeah, you established a chemistry over in Miami, and it's worked. Y'all ain't getting blown out. You guys are you LeBron. You still got 2 viable options. you know, and then now you want to go and play with basically Kyrie.
Well, D-Wade was
he was in and out.
Yeah.
He was hurt, you know, but still,
and then
there
Bosh
was
had
still
his own
more
health issues and shit.
Yeah, with the heart and all that. But there was still more to, you could have still gave it one more year to see if we're going on downward progression or.
But I'm saying, was that relationship that unparable to what he said? Hey man, fuck that one more year shit, bro.
I guess that's something that we're gonna have to read about, you know.
No, I'm saying, why was that relationship that unrepairable? Like,
I don't know.
Egos. It's probably egos.
Yeah.
You know, LeBron probably felt that Pat Riley owed him for whatever reason, and Pat Riley.
Nah, all jokes aside, Pat don't owe that man shit.
Yeah, he don't owe no one
Pat
nothing.
Don't owe that nigga nothing.
Yeah, you know, so there was probably that disconnect.
Here,
Facts, you know, so I don't know, some petty bullshit, but in retrospect, one championship after LeBron made the move back to the Cavs, it's not looking like a successful experiment on his behalf.
It's a feel good story because you quote unquote won one for the land, but really,
that's it.
That's really it, bro.
That was 1 year, and then now y'all are irrelevant again in the grand scheme of things.
Nah, yeah, because I'm telling you, the Warriors, they got a chokehold on their trophy right now.
Man,
that's a fact, man. They
that shit don't even be entertaining to watch at times.
Yeah, they gotta until somebody just punch them right in the mouth. They gonna keep winning.
Yeah. All right, dog. Triple G and Canelo fighting again, I guess.
Well, shit, the next one we can talk Wilder and
Anthony Johnson.
Walker, that's gonna be a goodie.
Yeah,
we gonna have to get it.
And Canelo lined up for September 15th.
Boy,
yeah,
Canelo got off that suspension quick. I'll tell you that.
hey, money talk, bro. And I ain't one of them old rigged ass this and the third niggas, but hey, money talk, bro.
Yeah, especially in the boxing business.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate y'all time, man. It's been almost an hour, almost 2 hours. You feel me? So
we got some good content today.
Y'all.
We got some good content.
Exactly.
Love is love.
I'll holler at
y'all. Take it easy.
Yeah.
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 Easy.